Hello everyone and welcome back to another speed building video. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I am back today with a spooky build, guys. A very ghostly themed build for you. And that's because I made this house thinking about the new expansion pack that will come out soon. The Sims 4 Life and Death expansion pack. And I built this as soon as the trailer dropped and I saw the magic and the beauty of the new world that's coming, and the fact that there is a path between living and the dead and the ghosts, in fact. And this is why I built a ghost house in Hanford on Bagley, and it's very dark, very gothic, very rundown. And I was imagining that the ghosts that live here probably like to terrify the living, and that's what I had in mind, at least. And it's kind of a tiny house, but in fact it has 3 stories, but it's not so much space inside because it's very tall and narrow. And I'm so excited about how this one turned out, especially because I chose to build on this lot, on this 20 by 30 on Hanford on Bagley. And I don't know when was the last time I built here, and I never knew how beautiful the surroundings on this lot are. I think I built here like 1 or 2 times, but a very, very long time ago. And especially having the fall season in game makes it even better. Like the coloring of the trees and everything that's around, it's so colorful, and we have different types of colors on the trees. We have purples and reds and yellows, and it's so beautiful. Like Hanford on Bagley is such a good world for autumn theme builds and also for spooky builds, if you ask me. And yes, I am not a player of The Sims who thinks too much about occult things, to fantasy things, things that are not realistic. And I realized something, and it's the fact that I don't know how, I don't know why, but suddenly there is an urge on me that makes me want to think only about spooky, dark, fantasy type of buildings lately, like castles or mansions that have something fantasy or very, very not so realistic themes to them. And this is something new for me. And I don't know, I just did a couple of weeks ago a vampire house and another a very fantasy fairy tale speed build will be soon out for you guys. And I'm so excited about that one as well, and I cannot wait to share it with you. And it's the first time actually when I thought to do a ghost house and then a fairy house, and I love them so much. And I don't want this, like, this part of the season to be over, this spooky season, this very creepy and Halloween themed season, because I don't know what happened this year, but I can't stop thinking about this kind of builds, and I cannot wait actually to see and play with the new pack, because as far as I can see in the trailer, it's truly beautiful, especially with the purple lake and all the ghosts that haunt everywhere. And as I said, I'm not a person, at least I used to think that I'm not a person that's into this kind of outwardly stuff, but it happens that I am. And I fancy now so much this type of homes and storylines. And yes, that's why I was thinking that here can live a family that haunts Hanford on Bagley and kind of terrifies the citizens of the area. And now looking at the speed build and speaking with you makes me wanna build maybe a save file that's with this team, but I don't know when, because time will always be a problem for me. So yes, the shape of the house, it's done, and you can see now that I am placing a lot of spider web, and I place a lot of fences and roof decorations. And I really love the trick that I did. It's the first time I thought to do this. So I added the cottage living wood on the edge of the roof, and then I added the Strangerville ones, and I think it gives like so much more perspective and detail to the roofing. And also I added on the friezes that are at the edge of each floor. So I thought that's a nice touch, and actually I've never done that. I love to use those kind of decorations on the roof, especially on Victorian houses or Gothic houses, mansions. And yes, I think I use them all the time in this kind of builds. And actually, I am so into Gothic lately. I don't know what's with me and darker builds, but I don't know. I just want to build darker now and not so much like realistic builds, as I said. So, yes, the point of the landscaping was to be messy, broken down, kind of grunge, let's say. We have some gravestones in the front of the build, in the back of the build, and I used a lot of the werewolves debug items to make the surroundings look very messy and not taken care of, because I don't know why, but I felt like the ghosts that live here don't quite care about the aesthetic of the place and don't quite take care of the place at all, so they like to haunt and break stuff. And yes, this is what I had in mind when I done this. And yes, these are the graves that I've told you about. And now we are into the interior. And in some rooms, I used a lot of spider web. And also, I placed items with the tool mod like crazy because I wanted them to be out of place. I wanted them to be like they were not supposed to be there, and I used a lot of swatches that are dark and ragged down, that are like somehow messy, and you will see how I will try to rotate the fridge and the counters and the stove with the tool mod to make them like they were falling down and nobody like cares about it. Of course, the goats here like to mess around in the house. So yes, I think that I'm so like creative when it comes to like gameplay stuff, and I like to picture in my head how Sims will play in the houses that I build and what storyline can go. But in fact, I never gameplay. So that it's kind of sad because I really wish to do this. I really wish to do gameplay as well. So maybe I will find some extra time to do some gameplay more on my live streams, but so far for YouTube I will stick to speed builds. So yes, this stove actually will be looking like it's floating, but you know what, paranormal stuff happens in this house, so it is what it is. That's what I had in mind when I decorated this. So we have in total in this house 3 bedrooms. One is for 2 adults because it has one double bed. And then we have a room for a kid and also a nursery. But of course, you can choose how many ghosts will live here or how many people. You can also play with people here. I don't have a restriction on that. Everyone can do whatever they like in the game and whatever they enjoy the most. So yes, I will leave you guys to this, and you can find the tray files linked in the description down below, and also you can download this build from my gallery. My ID is Create for Sims as always, and don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and a sub to the channel if you haven't already. And I cannot wait to be back for you with another speed building video. Bye everybody!